When you clearly don't work somewhere, but people seem to think you do. Welcome to this episode of I Don't Work Here, Lady. Our first one is from Whiskas. I originally submitted this to Tales from Your server, but I was told it definitely belongs here as well. Not me, but happened to my friend this past weekend. I am still absolutely flabbergasted at the balls on this guy. My friend is the GM at a very busy barcade in our city. This part is important. Because of the nature of the business, people don't get traditional table service like you would at a regular sit-down restaurant. People are constantly moving around to play games, and when they need food, will generally go to the bar, order in to get a number, and a server will find them at the Ms. Pac-Man or whatever and drop it off. Woman comes up to my friend and says she ordered food a long time ago and nothing has come out yet. Friend looks at the computer, sees no pending food orders, asks around to all the bartenders and servers who said they hadn't taken any orders from this woman. She rings in the woman's food, but is now obsessed about getting to the bottom of it. She asks the woman what the guy was wearing. Did he have a bar apron on? She says no, and my friend informs her that the only front of house people not in aprons are herself and the door guy. Door guy did not take this food order. She goes back to the office to review the cameras to see if she can figure out what happened. And guess what? This woman flagged down a guy she thought was an employee, asked if he could take their order, and the guy said, sure. He then proceeds to quote them a random amount of money, takes their cash, and leaves. That is some serious catch me if you can shit. Friend was honestly more impressed than mad. I mean, obviously I feel bad that the lady had her money taken, but had she done her due diligence and, I don't know, maybe ensured that the person that she was asking to take her order, the person she was giving money, actually worked there, well, she probably would have gotten her food and not been out money. This next one is by The Hurricane Scratch. This happened last week and I still find it funny, so I thought I would share. I went to my local Walmart to find a new tower fan since my dog body slammed my old one, and to buy some dog food and cat treats. I was stood in an aisle looking for a dog-proof tower fan when a tiny Latino man poked me on my arm, repeating the word conserva and then help. Now this guy couldn't have been taller than maybe 5'1". He looked like he was in his 60s or early 70s. And he started asking me where some kind of food or plant was, along with repeating conserva. I don't speak any Spanish, but I understand some easy words. I try to explain that I don't know what he wanted, and that I didn't work at Walmart, but it was clear that we didn't understand each other, so I walked away to find me some dog and cat treats. Also, the fan selection at Walmart blows. The guy keeps following me around the store and asking me things in Spanish, so I don't really understand anything he's saying. After a few aisles of him doing this, I stopped, looked at him, and all I said was, "Dude, I promise I can't help you." He finally said okay in English and walked away. I figured he had given up after understanding what I said, or maybe he recognized that the grungy dude in the hole-ridden Carhartt t-shirt and basketball shorts wasn't his guy. I eventually found some cat treats, and while walking down the aisle to where the dog stuff was, the Latino man approached me with one of the managers in tow. He was talking to the manager in rapid-fire Spanish, who was then responding in very slow Spanish back to him. It was kind of funny, to be honest. And the manager asked me, "What did you promise this man?" I responded, "I promised him nothing, except that I couldn't help him. And then, what's up?" The manager looked back down at the Latino man and asked him something. Then the manager said to me in a very confused tone, "He said you promised him something?" Now y'all, I was at the end of my line with this guy, so, admittedly rudely, I raised my voice a bit. All I said was, "Did he also mention the 15 minutes he spent following me around the store, hounding me for stuff in a language that I don't speak? I don't know what he's telling you or how that affects me, but can I finish my shopping?" The manager apologized for stopping me and walked away while arguing with the little guy in Spanish. So I thought it was over. I took my basket to check out when the very same tiny, old, annoying Latino guy stopped me again at the checkout line, with who I'm assuming was his daughter on FaceTime. He pointed his phone screen at me. His daughter saw me and went, "So you obviously don't work here." Said something to him in Spanish angrily, and then he said something back and got huffy. Then I got to stand there next to him, while his daughter berated him for bothering random people in both Spanish and English. The daughter at least said sorry as he was walking away, but I couldn't really hear what she was saying because he was power walking away from me at Mach 5 while she said it. This doesn't really have a point besides making my day worse when it happened. However, I did buy a fan online and it's been completely dog-proof so far, so at least that went well. I think it's crazy that the guy opted to follow the OP around, constantly pestering him instead of, I don't know, I guess getting the hint that the OP could not understand him and vice versa, and trying to go find somebody that could help. The fact that he went and got a manager, wow, total Kevin behavior. And our final one is from Skyraker Beyond. This one happened to me a couple years back. I was down in Georgia camping for a spring vacation and happened to be wearing a nice red polo shirt and wandered into Target to pick up a few gifts for my family back up in Canada. While perusing the shelves, a harried-looking Target manager runs up to me and tells me to get in the back. I try to tell him, "Hey, I don't work here," and he interrupts me with a, "I don't care what you're doing, get in the back," and basically dragged me into the back area, over to one of the office conference rooms for a presentation from a regional executive. There was a lot of people in that office, and it seemed like that Target had called in everyone who would normally be off shift into the office for this meeting, so they had a lot of people that some managers had never interacted with before. I'm guessing that's why I got dragged in. It was very obvious to me that anyone I made eye contact with knew I didn't work there, since they were all laughing at my bewildered "what the fuck am I doing here" look and my wearing the wrong pants. Then the exec rolled in and ran an hour-long presentation about some variety of performance metrics, some new fast business action plan or something that I tuned right out. I probably could have left if I actually made a real effort, but it would have caused a stink and definitely made the store look inept in front of their big boss, and I'm not that much of an asshole. Also, the meeting was catered, so I took advantage of the free lunch. After it was done, we all filed out. I headed off to buy my purchases, and the cashier glanced at my shirt and gave me the employee discount. Edit, just to clarify, I was being Canadian when I said I was dragged. The manager didn't physically drag me in. He glared at me and kept telling me to hurry up, so I was bound by social convention to follow him and see whatever hilarity this was going to lead to. I don't know if I would be as nice as OP and sit through an entire presentation that has absolutely nothing to do with me. Now, I would eat some food, but I don't think I'd sit through the whole thing. I'm pretty sure I'd leave early. But I'm glad for them, everything seemed to work out, and I'm glad they got a discount at the end. Alright, that's enough stories for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of I Don't Work Here, Lady. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.